Welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we'll be starting a romance reading vlog in time for y'all to watch it in Valentine's Day. But before I hop the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things books. Tis the romance season. I am in the middle of watching Bridgerton season 4. I've started another Ice Dancer romance. There's a lot of romance that's in the air. I've got the To All the Boys I've Loved Before shirt on. And we're going to be doing a reading only romance books for a week vlog. And there's a lot that have been calling my name. I have been mostly putting fantasy books on my TBR for the last couple months. It is just the way it is. For some reason, the month of January, I really have the vibe for fantasy, but it is the time for me to go in and go forth and provide some romance books to you that, are either the good, the bad, the ugly, because we all know that Valentine's Day is one of my favorite times of years, because we know I love all things pink, all things super girly and feminine, and anything related to a rom-com situation. So there's a few books on my radar for this week. Now, I will say, since I have the full-time job right now, my time available to me to read is a bit limited. So most of the reading will probably get accomplished either on my lunch break or during the weekends of this vlog. So my goal is to finish 2 books. If we finish 3 or more, I will be absolutely ecstatic. But the ones that are on my actual TBR that I picked for the month of February that I want to get to this week are Son of the Morning by Akwaeke Emezi. Now, I know this is a romantasy, but do you see this cover? And based on the description that I read inside it, it is giving mostly romance with a hint of fantasy. And I do, in fact, believe it is a standalone. And I need this to be on my shelves. I need this to be on my shelf, and I needed at least one queer romance or queer authored romance before the week is up. And then we have Yours in Amsterdam on the list. That's also my TBR for this month. I can't remember too much about it other than it is following a girl whose life is kind of thrown upside down. So she decides to go to Amsterdam to help her best friend out while also trying to get her life back together. And while she's helping her best friend out with her wedding, she starts to fall for her best friend's brother. And I think best friend's brother, living abroad, like getting your life back together, short, cutesy little romance. Yes, and then other books that are on my radar, Work For It by Talia Hibbert is definitely downloaded, and then Elevator Pitch by Evelyn Lee is also downloaded on mine, and then there's one book by Cleo Evans that is also on there. I'm trying to stick to my shorter romances for the week because I'm just in the mood after kind of having that week and a half in January where I didn't really read anything. I'm kind of in the mood for something quick, snappy, romantic, sweet, silly, goofy, spicy situation. So that's what's on the list. It is Grammys night tonight. So after I'm done filming today, I will in fact basically just be reading and preparing for Grammys. So yeah, while also trying to catch up on my shows that all came out. So yeah, and maybe I'll do a little romance book shopping this week. We'll see how it goes. But I will come back to y'all when I have anything to actually say about any of the books I've started. So I did not update you yesterday. It was a snow day. However, I didn't end up reading anything. I did finish Bridgerton season 4. And yes, I knew the cliffhanger was going to be Benedict. Spoiler, if you don't want spoilers, jump ahead. Asking Sophie to be his mistress, because I have seen the synopsis of the story. But even so, I don't know if I'm as invested in this season as I have been in past seasons, but we'll see. This is why I don't like them splitting up seasons in part 1 and part 2, because it just feels like I need to be watching the whole season in one go. But today is also snow day, an extra snow day that I was not expecting. So this Tuesday, I have it's basically a designated get your life together day. So I've just been cleaning and organizing things on top of reading. I read 10% of Yours in Amsterdam on Sunday night, and I'm at the 58% mark, and I have not updated you one bit on this story. So Yours in Amsterdam follows Gemma, who basically in the same 24 hours got fired from her job, found her boyfriend cheating on her in their shared bed with the best friend that he claimed this entire time was just a friend and nothing more. So yeah, so given that her life is in shambles, she doesn't quite know what to do until her best friend Sophie, who lives in Amsterdam, invites her to come spend the month there to help her plan out the wedding that she was already attending. But you know what? You get a month in Amsterdam, free of rent. You get like a nice little steady gig while you're there, so on and so forth. And while she's there, she has a little bit of a meet cute encounter with Sophie's brother Dane. And these two are tasked to plan Sophie's wedding together. And let's just say I've been kicking, giggling, and screaming the entire way. Because like Gemma's adamant, she's like, I'm leaving in a month, like I just broke up with my very long-term boyfriend, like my life is in shambles. But then Dane strolls in like his tall Nordic god himself, and he's super smart and shy and a little bit of a freak in the sheets from what I've read so far. And she's like, can't resist him. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's giving like solid rom-com vibes. And yeah, it's been a quick read. It's been fun. I will say, if you're someone who's ever experienced infidelity in your life, just understand like Gemma is going through the process of dealing with like the loss of herself in a relationship that wasn't quite good for her. But I will say the one thing that I'm really loving about Gemma is that she's taking no shit. She's like, you were the reason. Don't put the blame on me. You fucked up. It's not my problem. I may feel like shit, but like, you are the problem. Your friends are the problem. And in fact, I'm gonna go and find people who love and support me, and I'm not gonna sit here and deal with that. And we love a strong baddie. We love a strong baddie. Yeah. Probably the next time you see me is going to be later today when I finish this. She still is chilly outside. The snow is still on the ground, but my guess is, for the most part, unless the rain that is expected to come in the next 24 hours does ice over, we will be back at work tomorrow. But yeah, my hope is to finish this and to maybe start Son of the Morning, which I have since read is actually deemed, I think it's people call it a romantasy, but it's deemed a paranormal romance, so I feel a little bit better about it and putting in like a romance only reading vlog. But so far, definitely enjoying what I've read of this story. It is actually Wednesday evening, like close to 4:30. I've been working at home all day because my car is currently stuck in mud, and I'm waiting for someone to come help me push it out of said mud. But yeah, I was gonna finish this book yesterday, but yeah, I decided to go to sleep instead. 'Tis the winter season, and my allergies and my asthma are acting up a lot and making me very, very tired. But I just finished Years in Amsterdam, and I've decided to give it 4 stars and 1 chili spice. I think the way it wrapped up was very cute, very sweet, very wholesome. I will say a lot of the conflict throughout the story has centered around the fact that Gemma, she has a lot of trust issues coming off of her last relationship and everything, but she really loves New York City and she does not want to leave New York City. And Dane really loves Amsterdam and he doesn't necessarily love New York City as much. So there's that whole back and forth, will they, won't they, long distance relationship. And I think if you want something that's like easy with a touch of emotion, that's a very quick read, this one's for you. I just can't say it is the most remarkable romance I've ever read in my lifetime. But I feel like it scratched the itch if you're looking for like easy breezy beautiful cover girl. You know how it goes. But I still technically have to be clocked into work for 10 more minutes. However, after staring and editing at our website all day, at 4 o'clock, I was like, I need a break from typing. And I'm already super tired. So now I'm going to go pick up our next read, which should be Son of the Morning, which I do have a physical copy of. I just simply don't want to grab it right now. So I will see y'all in our next check-in, but we have 1 book down. It is Friday morning, and by all accounts, it looks like school will be in session today. I didn't actually read as much as I thought I would yesterday. I only got 1 chapter in, and then I just read 1 chapter. But must I say, chapter 2... Chapter 2 left me like, what? We have met our love interest, Lucifer, and let me just say, it was a spicy chapter, but it was not only a spicy chapter, it was like hot, and like not just sexual, it was like sensual, like oh my goodness, and I'm still left with, I don't know who or what she is, or who or what he is. All I know is that these two are irreparably drawn together, and it's kind of hot. It's kind of hot. I've never really read a true paranormal romance before, just because y'all know my experience with like vampire romances, which tends to be the paranormal romance genre. It's not been great. But if this is on there, if this, okay, I need to see how this goes. I'm only like 15% in. But so far, I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm excited to see how it goes for me, because if it goes well, I may look into a few more angel and demon romances, because, you know, I'm kind of liking it. But I do have to go to work in like 10 minutes, so we'll have to put her down for now. But yeah, ooh. My only question is that I'm assuming from the description, this is Lucifer. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? I'm so confused. I don't know if it's a love triangle or not, but now I'm like, who's on the back, babes? Who's on the back? It is Friday evening, and we are 52% of the way through Son of the Morning. And, yeah, she's been a spicy little number so far. Remember yesterday morning when I said the scene that I read was just very hot, very sensual, very sexual? Let's just say, Lucifer, when he wants something, he goes for it over and over and over again. And yeah, he's abrasive, but he's trying to be better. And then I found out who this guy in the back was. And now all I'm thinking about is there going to be a little polyamorous situation? But also we've got the other side plot, the actual like is all hell gonna break loose plot line, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna give you there, because like, huh? And then the Kincaids and the Princes of Hell are about to start clashing. And yeah, I'm eating it up. She is not a particularly long book, but the chapters, like, they're a lot to sink your teeth into, and frankly, I'm just taking my time to savor it, because, like, I mean, is it 5-star material? I'm holding out hope that the feelings that I've been having since the beginning, pertaining to the writing and the story and the characters, stay strong. But so far, I'm very excited. Probably the next time I check up with you will either be later tonight or tomorrow morning when I finish this, because I don't know. I kind of want to finish her tonight. It depends on if my Kindle dies before then. But we're going to try. But right now, loving it so much. I finished Son of the Morning. 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars for the feelings that it gave me, the messages that it was writing about religion and, like, you know, religious trauma, and like, oh, and of course, oh man, whoo, and the relationships that were built in this book. Like, there's a lot of POVs that you explore. Mainly it's Galilee, Lucifer, and then eventually Leviathan in there. Yeah. Love. I'm honestly not sure where to put it on the spicy scale. Because for a minute there, I was like, is this going to be, like, my first, like, like, straightforward erotica that I give full 5 to? Because normally I reserve the full 5 for just straight intended erotica. But this one, she was hot and steamy all throughout. I think she at least needs to be at a 4. Yeah, if you're queer and you're looking for hot and spicy, if you're looking for something that is just romantic and beautiful and sensual and just like, oh. And then the ending, Nana Darling, snaps for Nana Darling, because, like, yeah. But first 5-star read of the year. It's like 9:30 at night right now, and technically the vlog or the week ends tomorrow. So we have time to pick up another, like, short and quick read. What that read or romance read will be, I don't know, but I think I should probably at least put my Kindle on charge, because I think the battery is low on it. And then we'll have a little perusal. I don't know if I'm looking for something to come off the high of this book or what. Maybe a little palate cleanser. I don't know. But yeah, we need, whew. Thank you, Valentine's Day, for once again bringing me romance to my life, that of the chronically single girly that I am. But hey, I've got Valentine's Day plans for next week, so I will get back to y'all after I've probably eaten dinner, showered, and thought up our next and final read for this video. I obtained sustenance, and I've opened up my Kindle, which I'm about to charge. But I was going to do a random number generator picks my next read, but the read it landed on was a book that I had softy and neft a while ago, and I'm not quite sure I want to pick it back up for this video because I'm just not quite in the mood for it. So I've narrowed my options down, and we can work this out together right now. To work for it, Talia Hibbert. Elevator pitch, Evelyn Lee. Sips about to go down, Audrey Vaughn. Or Lasso and Lovebirds, Cleo Evans. Now, thought process is, The Lasso and Lovebirds is, I think, technically a novella. It's just over 100-something pages. So for only having like just over 24 hours left in this reading vlog, a short novella could be something that we could finish and accomplish pretty quickly. But I'm also in a reader mood, so it could be something that I finish and then have some time left over to start and get partway through another book. Or Work for It by Talia Hibbert, one of my favorite romance authors. I think this one might be queer, but I know for sure that it's a workplace romance, and it definitely would be a far departure from what I just read. Elevator Pitch by Evelyn Lee. I don't know too much about this. I know it is the longest option on here, so if I pick it up, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it in time by tomorrow evening. And then there's Sips About to Go Down by Audrey Vaughn. I think this is another shorter contemporary romance. I haven't heard a lot about it, but it is the first book in the Interconnected Standalone series. Tis our question. Lasso and Lovebirds, I feel like is going to be, even though it's a contemporary, it definitely kind of leans into some of the things that we saw in the last book we finished, which was a 5-star, but do I immediately want to go into another polyamorous, sort of like very much so sensual relationship? I don't know, but this one is cowboys. And is there a way to say cowgirl, cowboy, gender neutral? I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess I'm in the mood. I think we're going to pick up Lasso and Lovebirds, and if I finish that tonight, even though I'm going to be spending most of tomorrow editing, if I have the time, then I will move into Work for It by Talia Hibbert and give y'all a little taste of that before the video is officially wrapped up. So our third and probably final read, we'll see how long it takes me to read it, is going to be Lasso and Lovebirds by Cleo Evans. It is Sunday morning, and I got 50% of the way through Lasso Lovebirds. It is titled A Rainbow Ranch Novella, so I don't know if this is a spinoff from a novel in the Rainbow Ranch series, or if it's a series of novellas that take place on Rainbow Ranch. I'm not sure, but I do believe at least one more takes place before this, because there's talking about a couple that already got together that's inspiring them, so I kind of might have read out of order, but they are interconnected standalones as far as I can tell. Oh well. But this one is following the oldest brother, Bo. So Rainbow Ranch is essentially like a ranch sanctuary for queer, gender diverse, like a safe, welcoming space to all those run by these 4 siblings. And Bo is the oldest. And ever since his parents passed away, he's kind of taken on the onus of running everything. And he kind of has not let himself enjoy life. And then we have Priscilla, who's had a crush on Bo for a while. And she was a teen on the ranch previously. And then she came back years later to take over the agriculture portion of the ranch after a terrible relationship gone wrong. And then we have Sky, a non-binary storm chaser who visits the ranch after a fallout with their old assistant and not necessarily feeling safe anywhere else in Oklahoma because it's Oklahoma. And of course, all 3 of them seem to be putting feelings together, but none are willing to act on it until Sky makes the move of like, so like, I have feelings for you and for you. Do you all have feelings for me, and do you have feelings for each other? Because like, what's this going on? And yeah, this one seems like it's going to be a short, spicy time. You know, we've got poly individuals, we've got queer individuals, we have gender diverse individuals. It's a fun, spicy, queer time, and I think that's probably what's going to be reflected. The trigger warnings did list out a long list of kinky things that are supposed to be taking place. So I'll see how that plays out. But it is only 180 pages according to what is it? StoryGraph. So if I'm 50% through it, then I've already read 90 pages so far. So, hey, for an hour, that was pretty good for me. But yeah, I'll probably finish it later today. As far as I can tell, it seems like the heat is supposed to start hitting us again this week. And by heat, I mean it's supposed to be starting to jump up into the 40s and 50s, which is not cold, but it's not like summertime heat. Later this week, so I do believe our snow day adventures have ended this week, but the vlog will end up this week, in today anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready, film my standard Sunday TikTok and other videos, and then I will come back and finish up the book with y'all. I finished Lasso Lovebirds, and from what I've gathered, this is probably a series of novellas, all by different authors, different queer authors in the Rainbow Ranch series. So I guess if you're looking for that, there's probably a little something out there for everyone on the rainbow spectrum. But I'm gonna give it 4 stars, and then I'm gonna give it like 4 chili spice. I mean 5 maybe, because like a good 50% of that book was just Spice and Kink and them exploring that side of their relationship. So take it with a grain of salt. Some things are going to be spicier than others to some people, depending on how you're looking at it. But the author did state multiple times in the trigger warnings that this book would focus on spice and kink in the grand scheme of things. The whole book centered around the relationship between Pris, Bo, and Sky. And yeah, I thought it was sweet. I thought it was fun. I thought it was hot. And yeah, if you're not into insta-love, this is not going to be your game. But that brings us to an end of our reading only romance books for a week. You know what? We had a nice variety here. We had 2 polyamorous reads, I will say that. So if you're on the poly spectrum like moi, here you go. Here you go. But yeah, we've had 1 5-star, 2 4-stars. I think it was a solid romance reading week. And now I'm getting ready to pick up the next Kindle book that we picked for my February TBR, which is Direbound. That is a romantasy, but you're not going to be hearing about it in this book. But yeah. So yeah, let me know what your favorite romance read is for the month of February. If you got your favorite romance book recs in the comments down below, and I will see y'all in the next one.